Assalamu alaikum students. I am Atiq Ahmed and today I am going to deliver lecture number 6 today. And this is about skills. Skills to learn language, skills to learn second language or target language. So for learning second language and target language, you need to learn some type of skills, and there are 4 skills, and these skills are also called integrated skills. Integrated skills of language learning, and these integrated skills of language learning are 4 skills. So we will study that. First skill is listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So these 4 skills, listening, reading, writing, and speaking, these are very much necessary for second language learning. As you know that this is also very much necessary for first language learner. Suppose we are speaking Urdu, we can easily understand what other people is saying, we can easily listen, we can easily speak, we can easily write. But that was natural. There is a difference between acquisition and learning. So first of all, I will give you little bit different of acquisition and learning. So when a child learns a language, he doesn't learn language. If a child learns his mother tongue or native language, he doesn't learn that type of language. He acquires that type of knowledge. He acquires. And the basic difference between acquisition and learning, acquisition without conscious effort, when you learn a language, that is called acquisition. And in learning means with conscious effort. You learn language with conscious effort. When you learn language with conscious effort, that is called learning. But here, conscious. Suppose child learns his first language, and here adults, they learn second language. Now how acquisition process is there? First of all, you know there are different type of stages comes just like that. When a child is able to, you can say, crawl or sit, he utters different type of sounds, and that is called cooing stage. Then he can utter different type of ka, ga, ja. These are called bubbling stage. Then one word stage and second word stage. After that, he is used to speak broken words, and he may overgeneralize. If we will give that this is marker, and if there is a stick, he will say also that is marker. Or if I say the shape like this is stick, he will use that this marker is also just like stick. But he learns language through environment, acquisition. Acquisition mean environment, observation, and natural process. In first language learning, when child learns his native language, he goes through such type of process that he acquire without conscious effort, cooing stage, bubbling stage, and what happens in such type of skills? That first of all, he will listen. This listening stage comes. A child will listen, listening skill. And this is scientifically proven that a person who cannot listen, he can't speak. Listening is very much necessary for speaking. If a person is deaf, automatically he will be dumb also. So, first of all, listening is very much necessary for child learning language. And listening, how he listens? He listens the word uttered by his mother mostly, because he spent most of his time with his mother. So same is the case after mother, he spent most of his time with his father, brothers, siblings, other environment. So listening is the first stage of acquiring child. Then he speaks. This is first that he listens, then he will speak. And mostly people, you can say illiterate people, they can't read or write, but they can listen and speak. Mean listening and speaking is very much necessary. Always native speaker or first language learner, they can speak well, they can listen well. They can speak and they can listen, but if they are illiterate, they can't read and write. Suppose whether it is English speaker, Arabic speaker, French speaker or English speaker, they can speak well, they can listen well. But if they are illiterate, maybe they can't read or write, but they can listen and speak. So, in our society, you can say each and every person can understand Urdu well, or he can listen well, he can speak well. Maybe he is unable to write in Urdu. Maybe he is unable to read Urdu, but he can, each and every person, he can speak Urdu and he can listen Urdu. There can be accent problem. There are one person can speak in a different style, second speaker can speak in a different style, maybe their dialect are different, maybe their accent is different, but each and every person, a first language learner, they can easily listen, they can easily understand what other people is saying, and they can easily give the answers. So mean, if somebody asks me, what is your name? I say, my name is Atiq Ahmed. There are two skills are here. One is listening, second is speaking. That what type of questions other people want to ask. I am understanding that what is the demand of other people, so I can easily reply the question of that person. So, this is the natural process, and this is the natural process of first language learning. Now we come to what? Second language learning. This is first language acquisition and second language learning. I think that you have understood very well that acquisition mean without conscious effort and learning mean conscious effort. Learning mean conscious effort. So, what is without conscious effort? child does not know that whether he is going to learn something. Mean he is learning, but he does not know that whether he is learning or not. But second language learner, conscious effort. He says that now I am listening, now I am reading, now I am writing. So before going toward second language learning, what happens in our school and about second language learning, I am just telling you people. That suppose in our schools and colleges, we are focused on the method of GTM. GTM mean grammar translation method. Grammar translation method. Grammar translation method, you can say that in our school and colleges, even then FSC level, that what we have to do, there is a one question that translates the following passage. And that translation may be in Urdu or English. Sometimes they say that give the meaning of illiterate. अब हम करेंगे इसको अनपढ़. अब दोनों तरह से होगा. या हम कहेंगे कि अनपढ़ की इंग्लिश क्या है, वो कहेंगे इलिटरेट. या कहेंगे इलिटरेट की उर्दू क्या है, अनपढ़. अब दोनों तरह से होगा ट्रांसलेशन, कि जो नेटिव लैंग्वेज हमारी उर्दू है उसमें कहेंगे कि इसके इंग्लिश में बताओ. जैसे वो स्कूल जाता है, इसकी इंग्लिश करो. बंदा कहेगा ही गोज टू स्कूल. अब वो कहेंगे अच्छा ही गोज टू स्कूल की उर्दू करो. वो कहेगा वो स्कूल जाता है. दोनों तरह से ट्रांसलेशन ही करनी पड़ती है. अब इस ट्रांसलेशन का नुकसान क्या है, ग्रामर ट्रांसलेशन मेथड का नुकसान ये था कि स्कूल्स में, क्लासरूम में ग्रामर ट्रांसलेशन मेथड की बुनियाद पर रीडिंग पे जोर दिया जाता था और राइटिंग पे जोर दिया जाता था, लेकिन हमारी लिसनिंग तो होती ही नहीं थी स्कूल और कॉलेजेस में, और स्पीकिंग भी टोटली निगलेक्ट की जाती थी. अब टीचर क्लासरूम में आता, वो पढ़ाना शुरू करता, बच्चों को कहता कि इसकी ट्रांसलेशन ये है, इसके मुश्किल अल्फाज लिखो, वोकैबुलरी लिखो, इसका इक्विवेलेंट क्या होगा. गो का मतलब जाना, राइट का मतलब लिखना, प्ले का मतलब खेलना, ईट का मतलब खाना. ये GTM method, he use such type of method according to GTM, where he gives us grammar translation method and he give us equivalence word. Suppose go, jana. These type of equivalent word, that whether J, here is English, here is Urdu, mean this is go, and its equivalent word in Urdu is jana. प्ले, खेलना. अब ये तमाम चीजें होती थी किसमें, इन सेकंड लैंग्वेज लर्निंग और ग्रामर ट्रांसलेशन मेथड में. अब जो ग्रामर ट्रांसलेशन मेथड था, अब ग्रामर ट्रांसलेशन मेथड के बेनिफिट क्या थे कि सिर्फ बच्चे को कहा जाता था रीडिंग करो और राइटिंग करो. अब इसमें दो स्किल्स को टोटली नजरअंदाज कर दिया जाता था, इग्नोर कर दिया जाता था. अब वो स्किल कौन सी थी, लिसनिंग और स्पीकिंग. लिसनिंग और स्पीकिंग. तो एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ दिस, व्हाट हैपेंड अकॉर्डिंग टू GTM मेथड, दैट अ पर्सन स्पेंड फ्रॉम 1 to 14, वो BA कर लेता था कायदे से लेके, लेकिन he knows about the language, but he does not know the language. Suppose according to grammar translation method, ग्रामर ट्रांसलेशन मेथड में ये होता था कि दो चीजें होती हैं, to know the language to know about the language, कि ज़बान जानना या ज़बान के मुतल्लिक जानना। अब स्कूल्स और कॉलेजेस में हमें ज़बान के मुतल्लिक सिखाया जाता था कि इंग्लिश ज़बान में टेंसेस इतने हैं, ग्रामर में पार्ट्स ऑफ स्पीच इतने हैं, इसमें ग्रामेटिकल स्ट्रक्चर ये है, इसकी ट्रांसलेशन इस तरह हो जाती है। सब कुछ सीखते थे। तो जो नहीं सीखते थे वो क्या सीखते थे कि हम ग्रामर सीखते थे, लैंग्वेज बोलना नहीं सीखते थे। हम लिखना सीखते थे, बोलना नहीं सीखते थे। हम पढ़ना सीखते थे, सुनना नहीं सीखते थे। तो इसका रिजल्ट ये हुआ कि 14 साल का अरसा पढ़ाई में, इंग्लिश सीखने में गुजारने के बाद भी हम ये जानते थे कि वी नो अबाउट द लैंग्वेज बट वी डू नॉट नो हाउ टू स्पीक दैट टाइप ऑफ लैंग्वेज। ड्रॉबैक ये था कि स्पीकिंग क्योंकि टोटली निग्लेक्टेड स्किल थी उसमें, तो हमने क्या करते थे कि हम सिर्फ किसके सीखते थे, लैंग्वेज के मुतल्लिक। हम लैंग्वेज नहीं सीखते थे। कि अब ये था कि लैंग्वेज के लिए प्रैक्टिस चाहिए, और सच टाइप ऑफ प्रैक्टिस वाज नॉट इन्वॉल्व्ड इन आवर स्कूल लेवल और कॉलेज लेवल। सपोज इसका सबसे बड़ा ड्रॉबैक क्या था? ड्रॉबैक ये था कि आवर एग्जामिनेशन सिस्टम, क्योंकि टीचर हैज टू टीच अकॉर्डिंग टू एग्जामिनेशन सिस्टम। उसने स्टूडेंट को वो चीज पढ़ाना है वो जो एग्जाम में आएगी। और हमारा एग्जामिनेशन सिस्टम का भी ये प्रॉब्लम था कि उसमें क्या था कि लिसनिंग और स्पीकिंग को टोटली निग्लेक्ट किया जाता था, टोटली इग्नोर किया जाता था। बल्कि यू कैन से दैट लिसनिंग एंड स्पीकिंग वर टोटली banished from the classroom, and listening and speaking were not allowed to enter in the classroom. So teacher, the main focus of teacher was on writing, and same is the case nowadays. You can say that when there is a marks, ट्रांसलेशन के मार्क्स होंगे जी 30, उनमें से 15 इंग्लिश ट्रांसलेशन के लिए, 15 उर्दू ट्रांसलेशन के लिए। तो फिर तो इंग्लिश बंदा उर्दू में पढ़ाएगा। सो प्रॉब्लम अराइजेस हियर दैट दिस वाज द सिस्टम ऑफ आवर टेक्स्ट बुक्स, आवर एग्जामिनेशन सिस्टम, एंड our teachers have not any type of freedom to teach them according to the modern techniques, according to the latest methodology. So they were bound to teach the students according to grammar translation method, and they were involved in teaching about the language rather than to teach the students that how to speak a language. So अब है इंटीग्रेटेड स्किल्स में देयर आर 4 स्किल्स हमने लिसनिंग, रीडिंग, राइटिंग, स्पीकिंग। अब ये 4 स्किल हैं। इनमें से 2, देयर आर 2 स्किल्स विच आर रिसेप्टिव स्किल्स एंड 2 स्किल्स आर प्रोडक्टिव स्किल्स। सपोज लिसनिंग एंड रीडिंग, Listening and reading, where we receive something, this is called receptive skills. And writing and speaking are called productive skills. रिसेप्टिव स्किल्स मीन यू रिसीव समथिंग. जब हम कोई चीज रिसीव करते हैं, लेते हैं, तो उसको क्या कहते हैं? रिसेप्टिव स्किल. जब हम लिसन कर रहे हैं, when we involve our ears in listening something, it means we are receiving something. And when we involve our eyes in reading something, it means also that we are getting something. So we receive. In reading and listening, we receive something, and in our storehouse there are storage of vocabulary items, sentence structure, and language structure. So listening and reading are receptive skills, and as a result of receptions we produce something. And as a result of listening and reading, what we produce? We produce writing and speaking. Writing and speaking. So these are receptive skills and these are productive skills. Now we move toward that what is listening. Now we are going to study about listening. As we have already told you about that, how child acquire a language. How child acquire a language, and how second language learner learns a language. Actually, the basic, you can say that aim, goal and destination of language learning is to speak and to understand the language. Suppose if we are speaking English, we are learning English, it means that if we are going in any other countries, there we can understand that what other people are saying, and on the basis of that we can utter something, we can conversate with each other, we can speak with each other. So the purpose, but here in third world countries, we just study about the language. We don't want to learn language for spoken purpose, rather we learn language for written purpose and according to examination of point of view. So for listening is different for child and for second language learner. Second language, basically what type of listening is necessary for second language learner? That type of vocabulary items is very much necessary for second language learner, where he can speak in daily life expression. Daily life means those type of language which are used in our daily life. Mean if you are shopping, you will listen that in shopping, while shopping, what type of vocabulary, what type of language items are used, and same is the case within, you can say that daily conversation. In daily conversation, what type of language items are necessary? So you listen that type of thing, that whether you are understanding, if you want to hire a taxi, if you want to eat something in restaurant, then such type of vocabulary item you have to list. The basic purpose of listening is to understand, that you can comprehend what other person is saying. So listening is very much necessary. That for listen purpose we can use any type of audio cassettes, video cassettes, or you can say on mobile, on internet, on television, on news channel. You can listen many things, so you can get many vocabulary items, and you can get many sentence structure, and you can get many type of observations, information, knowledge. You can get many type of things. So vocabulary items are very much necessary. If you have strong vocabulary items, then you have to know how to use that type of vocabulary items. If you know the meaning of vocabulary items, but you don't know how to use that type of vocabulary items, it means that this is your passive vocabulary. This is not your active vocabulary. Active vocabulary means that you know the meaning of that type of word, and you know the actual usage of that type of word. So this is called your active vocabulary item. So when you will listen, you get many type of thing, and this listening techniques will help you in your speaking skill. So as far as after reading there is listening, there is second thing is reading skills. As Francis Bacon said that reading makes a full man. Full man. Reading makes a full man. Conference makes a ready man. Man. And writing makes an exact man. Writing makes an exact man. So here reading makes a full man, that when you will read, it makes a man full. Conference mean you communicate with someone, you speak. When you conversate with someone, this is mean conference. Conference makes a ready man, and writing makes an exact man. But this is the quotation. So for the purpose of reading, after the process of listening, when you will listen many things, then you get that how to utter the pronunciation. Reading means you have to read the language according to the norms and rules of native language speaker. And when you will listen the native language speaker, so on the base of that type of native language speakers, you can read many type of things. And if there is a passage, you can read it. Mean if you are reading this type of paragraph, then it means your comprehension is strong. You know what is said in this type of paragraph, and on the basis of comprehension, maybe different type of questions are raised or questions are asked, and on the basis of that type of questions, you can easily give the answers of this paragraph. So this is called comprehension, and it is reading comprehension. That if you are reading a passage, and on the basis of that comprehension, there are questions and you can easily give the answers of that questions, it means your comprehension is right. So reading is very much necessary. You know, in second language learner, it is learning, it is not acquiring. So your conscious efforts are involved. Conscious efforts are involved here. So what is conscious effort? That reading practice, for reading practice, this is your conscious effort, that you can learn all type of things in your reading practice. So for reading, one is comprehension, second is pronunciation. Second is pronunciation. So while reading something, pronunciation is very much difficult. Pronunciation here, while reading, two things are involved. One is comprehension, second is pronunciation. Now what is pronunciation? That pronunciation of English is very much difficult from any other language, because it has no rules and regulation. It has no scientific methodology. There is a lack of correspondence between spelling of pronunciation. And one thing I mentioned, that lack of correspondence between spelling and pronunciation. So जो प्रोनंसिएशन है इंग्लिश की, ये मुश्किल इसलिए है कि यहाँ स्पेलिंग में और उसके जो प्रोनंसिएशन तलफ़्फ़ुज़ है उसमें कोई मुताबिकत नहीं होती, उसमें कोई जोड़ नहीं होता. जैसे आप देखते हैं कि PUT put, BUT but. There is a difference of one syllable here. Pa, ba. Other things are same. But PUT put and BUT but. BUT cannot but. BUT is but. And same is the case with but, BUT but PUT cannot become put. PUT put, BUT but. What is the idea behind it? That PUT is not but and BUT is not but spellings are same. So technically there is no scientific reason. Same is the case with CITY, CT, CHEMIST, chemist, and CHEST, chest. So this sound is CT. This has become chemist, and this has become chest. Here this gives us sa sound, this gives us cha sound, this gives us ka sound. But there is no correspondence between spelling and pronunciation. So another thing is that ROUGH, ref. But if we will put TH here, this is ref sound, ROUGH, ref. बट जब हम ये TH इधर लगा लें तो ये क्या बन जाएगा? थ्रफ नहीं बनेगा, थ्रफ नहीं बनेगा बल्कि थ्रू. अब ये इसलिए रीडिंग कंप्रिहेंशन means that you know the pronunciation, but you can know the pronunciation, but when you will involve in a lot of reading and listening practice, then you can understand that what a native speaker will call it. So native speaker is our standard, native speaker is our role model. Next topic is writing. Writing involved in many things. Writing means that you know what type of vocabulary, you know sentence structure, ideas, content, knowledge, observation. These all things are necessary for your written expression. So writing, whether it is grammatically correct or not, whether it is according to the rules of native language speaker, and this know that writing and reading, these two things are very much involved in our GTM, grammar translation method in our schools and colleges. Writing is involved. Now come toward speaking. For this, speaking skill is the most neglected skills in our schools and college. Most neglected thing, and it is also totally ignored in our classrooms. Why it is ignored? Because you can say that according to our examination point of view, speaking, see, there is no marks, there is no grade of speaking. That's why our examination, our textbook printers, our curriculum development, our syllabus designer, each and every type of person, he ignored speaking skills from the textbook, from our course, from our syllabus, from our curriculum. So, even language means that you know how to speak that of language. If there are no speakers of language, means there is no any type of language. So if we are speaking Urdu or any type of, you can say that local languages or tribal languages or provincial languages, so means that language is known by the speakers. If there is no speaker of language, means that language is dead language. Once you can say that Greek, Latin, Persian, these were the languages of knowledge, religion, philosophy and scholarship. Greek, Latin and Persian. And still there are written material of Greek, Latin and Persian is very much available in libraries. But there is no speaker of Greek, Latin or Persian. In our Persian is still very much spoken in, you can say, many countries nowadays. But once it was the language of subcontinent. But you can say Greek and Latin. Greek and Latin nowadays, there are no speakers of Greek and Latin. Though so, these languages, Greek and Latin, is called dead languages. But written material of Greek and Latin is still present. But how much people can understand Greek and Latin? Nobody nowadays can understand Greek and Latin. So Greek and Latins are called dead languages. So language means that language should have speakers. If just like Greek and Latin, if language has no speakers, mean that language is called dead language. So speaking is very much necessary for learning a language. Language is meant to speak that type of language. So these type of thing, that listening, reading, writing, the main theme, main idea of these skills is just to speak that type of language. Speaking means that you know the pronunciation, you know the language structure, and mostly it is said that those speakers, there is difference between fluency and accuracy. Some says that fluency is very much necessary, some says that accuracy is very much necessary. So if you want to speak, then just start speaking whether it is right and wrong. So while speaking, just keep in mind that your main aim is on fluency, not on accuracy. So today our topic was, you can say, listening, speaking, reading and writing, and we have covered this topic, and I think I have given you the basic idea, basic theme of these 4 integrated skills. And okay students, this is all for today. I think you have understood well, and this is all for today. Thank you very much, and Allah Hafiz.